Hey, welcome back to the Psychic Soul Healer channel. My name is Laura if you're new to the channel. Anything of any importance you can find in the description box. That is in relevance to the channel, obviously. Um, you'll find all important links as well as directions on how to enter into winning a free reading with me or whatever special I have going on. Now, if you do want to enter into winning a free reading with me, it's important to know that this is shadow healing channel. So do I look and see what your person did, what they're going to do? Yeah, but we like to focus more on the spiritual blocks, the shadows, and see how they play out as karmic themes. Because chances are, if this is a soul mate that you're checking in on, or you want to know about your person and your situation is where it feels really imbalanced, well, then it is imbalanced because you wouldn't feel that it's imbalanced if it wasn't imbalanced. And you can even see whether your relationship's out of balance, and that's when a person isn't giving you anything. So there's two energies, love and fear. Remember that when we're looking at the shadow aspects of ourselves, we're looking at parts of ourselves that we have detached from, disassociated from, parts of ourselves that we rejected, we don't like. So that's where this type of energy comes from, believe it or not. We tend to just look at the behaviorism of tactlessness, where I feel like you're connected to someone that was a real player, someone that was a real liar, someone that has a real bad reputation. And it's almost like they keep showing me like a pig with lipstick on. You know how sometimes it's like they say you could put lipstick on a pig, but it's still a pig. Well, I'm almost feeling as if your person got a good job or did well in an area in life and really capitalized on that, making people perceive them from that level of consciousness, which is a mask. They wanted them to perceive them as being richer, smarter, um, and just more worldly, where really this person is not. And I'm feeling as if they're so used to living from this facade and being successful at it that when they met you, they, didn't really take the time to get to know you. They tended to go real surface because not looking for anything deep, here for a good time, not a long time. And coming in with a lot of lies and a lot of gaslighting just to get what they want. And got away with it for a long time. And now that they're, I feel like they've been at that type of lifestyle for a long time and they had opportunities to apologize to you. I feel like they had opportunities to work this connection out. I feel like instead this person that's connected to you, which I feel at one time you believe that they were a soulmate, well, they didn't do anything. And that's really what makes them tacky. It's not even so much the fact that they were a player and that they lie and they gaslight to get what they want, because they're always having to cover up, because I think that they actually get more out of cheating and underhanding people than they do from the actual act of cheating. It's the whole sneaking around, it's the whole lying, it's the whole gaslighting, it's entertainment for this person. And I feel like when they met you, they thought that they were going to be able to do this to you too. And I feel like they perceived you from a different perception because they didn't ever really take the time to get to know anyone. And that's why they can be tacky. They can be that way because emotionally they don't connect to the point that this person actually feels on some level that there's something wrong with them, that they don't, or before you, I should say, they felt as if that there was something wrong with them because they don't really have emotional connections. They don't realize you have to nurture an emotional connection. Otherwise, it's just lust. So this person lived from that level of consciousness forever. And I feel like You're in separation from this person. Um, I don't know what else has transpired. We're gonna look. And we're gonna pull some cards to see why I felt that energy, why this person's a player, why this person's a liar, why this person all of a sudden wants to come back into your life, I feel. And they're nervous because I'm feeling as if they've tried to make changes in their life. Now, does that mean that they did? I don't know whether they're capable of understanding how much they need to change and how deep they need to go. And I'm not insulting the process. I'm just saying, would they be safe for you to even trust? I don't know until I actually do the reading. And that's why I'm saying, because this energy, when people have this very low vibrational energy where they don't care about anyone, where they treat people as things that they can, you know, dispose of, which is what that energy is. But if they get off sneaking, their whole life is actually a lie. And so we know we have to go back to the two energies, that there's only two energies, love and fear, when we're talking about shadows, when we're talking about spiritual blocks. Now, the spiritual blocks, as I said, they play out as behaviorisms. We're going to take a look and see what actually has transpired, and then what wounds need to be healed, and then also why you attracted this person, because like goes to like. So you might be like, well, I'm not tacky. Why would I attract a person that's tacky? Well, if there's only two energies, love and fear. So if you don't love yourself enough, and it's not by, dressing nicely and having things, because that's what this person did. It's it's about it's about creating yourself. It's about loving yourself. It's about how healed you are, and because this person is not healed. It's about like being capable to heal. I feel like I have two decks here. And I do. I'm like, am I crazy or is this two decks? And I'm like, I'm not sure. Well, I am crazy, but that's not okay. Like, what is going on? That deck, it feels really heavy. But I want to pull from that deck also. All right. Distant, so far away physically. So this person is like hiding from you. And I'm feeling, again, they want to rekindle passion. They want that. But the truth of the matter is that they are distant. And they're distant from you, but because they feel you're distant from them because of how they treated you. But that's the thing, when a person is coming from that energy where they are like tacky, it's like they have a lot of shame. Because what creates that type of energy where you're so sneaky, and that it's like you keep reliving the karmic theme of shame, and that can only come from when you're like, again, have this energy. So it's their imagination that you're distant. I feel like they're distant, they're hiding, they're looking for a sign from you. They want you to reach out. They're afraid, because that's always what comes from shame. Person hides. Lost. Well, it's funny because I thought I cleared all the cards out, but I didn't. So we're going to take it anyway. Lost. So it's, again, they're lost because they don't really know who they are. There's a sense of, again, when you build and you create yourself from outside things, and then you get tricked because that's what happens to this person. It's either they trick or people trick them. They don't trust people because they can't be trusted. So there's consequences for their actions, is what I'm getting at. This person has lived many of their consequences. So this is why they're also surface. But in that, they never give enough time, energy, focus, or money to anything to create any sort of substance. And really, when we are creating ourselves, we're loving ourselves, we're finding ourselves, we're investing in ourselves. And this person doesn't do that. They invest by hooking up with different people, different relationships, in and out, in for a good time, not a long time. It's all about the love, the passion, and then out, and that's not real. That's fantasy. And that's because they feel so empty. And that's why they're lost, because it's, again, you can be anywhere and be with anyone and nothing's ever going to fulfill you because you keep bringing yourself with you. And that's who this person is. So we can see why a person's real negative behaviorism, so like tacky, just like doing things that are like you consider gross, like maybe like sleeping with two people, three people, and like all in the same day, like maybe not showering for days on end because you're going from house to house, like just living from one's addictions. And that's a form of escapism. See, when we don't heal shame, that's what happens. We eventually have to escape ourselves, and you can't escape yourself. You want to escape yourself, but you can't. So what happens is you move and you pull a few geographicals, or you drink, or you go out shopping, and everyone's done that. I mean, I think every girl has done that anyway, or perceived girl, or a girl boy. I think it's a universal thing because my husband does it too, or did do it, where you go out and buy like 1,000 of shirts that you don't need and you're never even gonna wear. I like the shirt, so I'm gonna buy the shirt in 12 different colors. It's like, and you like don't even really wear the one shirt. It's like you look to fill yourself from the emptiness, but the emptiness is because you're lost, because lost is not a place, it's people. That's why if you go back to the home that you grew up in and those people aren't living there, that home doesn't feel the same. It's like it's the same thing. You are the vehicle. And so this person like invests in like things that don't manifest as anything. Sadness. And so now they're stuck in a place of sadness, which is what happens. People then get depressed. And so it's, again, you feel lost because you're stuck. And that's when third eye is not open. Third eye needs to get open. So we see one wound after another out of tune, like, again, like a rebel without a cause, rebel without a cause, but again, I choose to be seen as I'm a rebel instead of a loser, kind of, because shame kind of makes me feel like there's something wrong with me, like I'm a defective. So I'm gonna label it like I'm a loser, even though no one thinks that people are a loser. Usually we're the ones that think that we're a loser, and that's the problem. That's what shame does. It's turned in, and over time, it creates depression. So what happens is we definitely create a persona. Why wouldn't we create a persona? We can't, you have the spirit inside of you. That's God, that's the universe. You can't be going around saying, I don't like myself, I don't like myself, I don't like myself. It's not going to work. What'll happen is that you'll do things to make yourself feel better. You will induce your endorphins by like drinking or drugging or like being with multiple partners, which is what this person has done. And they did it because they're walking around with shame too much. And that energy is real fire. Real fire. It's held within the root chakra because it's your connection to yourself, connection to God, connection to yourself, connection to the universe, to all the people in the universe. So if you're walking around with shame, you don't feel as if you connect. You feel as if you're out of tune. So you'd rather just be a rebel without a cause. But really what's down deep inside is just sadness, just sadness. That's what the problem is. One more, alone, isolation, which is what only makes that person like go further away from themselves, like detach even more. And I call this spiritual disease, and I'll tell you why, because again, we all make mistakes. It's a part of life. You're down here in physical form to learn and to manifest. You may be saying, what the hell am I learning? Well, you're supposed to be learning you're not separate from God through seeing your life through all different perceptions. But when we see ourselves like in a place of shame, well, then we are going to isolate. We are going to do things that are, again, underhandedly because we don't really believe that we're deserving of love. And so this is what I see here. And so, but the thing is, that's impossible. You are made up of love. The kingdom of heaven's inside of you. The kingdom of God's inside of you. You are made up of love. So it's our connection to each other. Now, it's our connection to each other by giving and receiving of love, which means that you need to create yourself. This person never created themselves. You see what they did? They acquired things and wore masks and had personas. We see a lot of fragmentation here, but we don't see a full person. We see, again, pieces missing, and that's what happens from severe trauma. And severe trauma makes us feel like, again, as if there's something wrong with shame. And this is the energy that comes from that. So the person, it's not that they're not deserving of love, but in this instance, would I think that anyone needs to date? So maybe this is why it was a collective reading, because someone out there doesn't feel loved. Someone out there doesn't feel, and see, you have to become the vibration of love. And that's by doing what you love, which means you need to put your time towards things. And if you don't know what those things are, you need to invest in yourself. And we ask from the universe, we say, what other energy should we pull in? Like, what should this individual do? Because I'm not really feeling as if this is a reading for like a couple's reading. Like I said, this person plays a lot of games. They need to heal first. Now, you might have been connected to someone like this. So that's the best that we can do here. If you were connected, we want to know why you attracted a person like this into someone that doesn't like themselves that much. What were you supposed to learn? And what energy can you, again, incorporate into your life to bring your energy up a little bit? Because, again, we always learn. Everything's how you look at it. And in the spiritual realm, there are no losers. Everything's perception. We either win or we learn. So you always win-win. So listen to life. I am attentive to the world around me. Signs and symbols guide me to success. I listen and discover the way to the eternal. So it's, again, only in the now do you get divine guidance. This person that's like living in this energy, that's holding on to shame, is not present. They're sad. And what do we know about sadness, and what do we know about depression? It keeps a person locked in the past. But only in the now do we get divine guidance through gut intuition, inner knowing. It's the universe supports us all the time. The universe always brings us the people, the situations, and the experiences that change our mind and our heart about who we are. So we have to be in the now. We have to listen to life and understand that even if we're alone, the universe conspires to bring us what we need by trying to become the best version of ourselves. And that means we have to invest in ourselves. And if we don't invest in ourselves, we don't see any improvement. We stay the same. We stay stuck in a place of shame. But it takes a mustard seed. God makes that multiply. We're all David going up against Goliath. So God says, please don't do my job. Do your job. Be like childlike. Find yourself. Listen to life. As you, again, have a love affair with yourself, the universe will conspires to bring you exactly what you need. Then you're living your bliss. You're not logically trying to figure it out. You're living your bliss by giving and receiving of love and being guided by your gut and by your heart. And yes, if you tap in, it also logically makes sense. So Spirit says, shame, let it go. So you can go with the flow. That the whole symbolization of Christ dying on the cross was that he took away the sins of the world, took away our sins. So if you're walking around like a martyr, well, you're not doing anything godly. You're actually going against God's law for you, spiritual law for you. It's that you actually have to try and become somebody instead of live from that level of consciousness of whatever happened. Because whatever happened, you can't change the past, but you can change the future. But the way that you change the future is only in the now. And that is to listen to life, to listen to not just your gut, your intuition, and your inner knowing, but your intuitiveness. Again, will call on things that will stir up your soul, and that will make a way where there is no way, that's just for you. The universe will always conspire, like I said, to bring you everything you need, but you have to start in a place of faith. I'm going to leave it there. I hope you enjoyed this. And if you did, let me know. And don't forget to write the word tactlessness. Oh, let's see why you pulled this person into your life. I forgot, because it's like, then it's like just like what this person needs. But then you're like, well, I'm just stuck holding the bag. I didn't want to deal with this shit. Well, again, there was a reason why, and it was wonder. Again, a lot of times if we grow up in an environment that was imbalanced, and I feel like you were, I feel like you grew up in an environment that was spiritually imbalanced, which meant that you couldn't really go out and explore and then see what else is out there. It's like, so this situation was a karmic one. And it was, if you would have just looked at things at face value, you would have really undershorted yourself. That there's a whole world, a whole life, a whole everything outside. And so the wonder of the world is like when you allow the universe to again guide you. And but you're also investing in yourself. That spirit saying, if I don't get hooked up with this person, that's not, this was a karmic test. And so it put the energy into yourself. It's like you didn't do that. Don't go to what's familiar, because what's familiar actually is only going to produce more of the same. And I feel like you're on the verge of breaking this cycle. So at one time, you might have come from a place of believing that you didn't have enough, weren't enough. And again, coming from a place of lack, the way that this person is. There's only two energies, love and fear. However, that's only because of the environment you grew up in. So there's almost like not enough. The residue of those childhood memories are still with you, and that where that person actually felt familiar and there were signs about this person. So it wasn't like until you got up close. So if you throw yourself into this situation, you're selling yourself short. And it's a way of cleansing, like again, cleansing, purging, like healing. Spirit brought this situation into your life to heal the karmic patterns, is what I felt. It's like I said, that you grew up in an environment where you weren't able to go out and explore. And that happens for a lot of reasons. Understand, it could have happened because your parents said, you need to go to school, you need to be this type of person, you need to do X, Y, Z. And because I want you to be successful, I want you to stand on your own 2 feet. Those were not wrong things to do. It's our parents' job to guide us. However, there's only so much time. And, depending on how strict our family was, we might not have wanted to push the boundaries. So then after that, you've gotten into a relationship and then another serious relationship. So always selling yourself short, never going out and exploring, never seeing the wonders of the world, finding the wonders in you. So you don't really know all your gifts. You don't really know what you truly like. And this is just what's familiar. So that's why it was for cleansing and for you to go out and explore, like again, but this was a karmic test. I'm going to leave that there. I hope to hear from you soon. leave your comments. And if you want to enter winning a free reading with me, again, don't forget to write the word tactlessness in your comment bar. I'll talk to you guys all soon.